An update on bills that have passed the House as of January 15th, 2025. All 140 no votes on this were Democrats. 45 Democrats did vote in favor. This one was written to impose sanctions on members of the International Criminal Court that engaged in any effort to investigate, arrest, detain, or prosecute any protected person of the United States and the U.S. allies. This one passed pretty much along party lines. Two Democrats in favor were both from Texas, Henry Cuellar and Vicente Gonzalez. This bill is looking to prohibit school athletic programs from allowing individuals that were assigned male at birth to participate in women or girls sports. It doesn't stop them practicing with those programs for girls or women, but it must ensure that if they participate, it's not depriving any female of opportunities or benefits. AOC used her time to voice her concerns that this bill could lead to the type of inspections that we're seeing in Florida, where they allow that when gender is in question. All no votes on this one are from the Democrats. 48 Democrats did go with the Republicans for a yes vote. This bill requires DHS to detain undocumented U.S. residents that are arrested for burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting. It also authorizes states to sue the federal government for what they consider failures of immigration enforcement. The single no vote here was Republican Thomas Massie. This is a bill to provide relief from double taxation in U.S. trade and investment relations with Taiwan. This bill is going to require the TVA to submit detailed reporting that includes total number of employees management level or higher. It wants to include the names, salaries, and job duties of those employees who are receiving compensation at or above the maximum pay rate for a GS-15 grade federal employee. The no votes here came from Republicans Andy Biggs, Tom Burchett, Elijah Crane, Paul Gozer, and Chip Roy. This bill wants federal agencies to streamline their information and damage assessments. The goal would be to make disaster aid more responsive for victims. All no votes on this one were from Democrats, and 61 Democrats did vote yes here. We're going to quote from the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure's press release on January 14th. This bill requires all federal agencies that provide disaster assistance to regularly update a public central online repository with information about their programs. This will ensure greater transparency and public accountability in how taxpayer dollars dedicated to disaster recovery are being spent. The two no votes here are Thomas Massie and Josh Breachin. This bill is looking to give electric utilities the ability to rebuild for resilience after major disasters, reduce the risk of future power outages that will harm public safety and local economies. Currently, if that utility gets FEMA funding to restore electric service after a major disaster, they're not eligible for additional federal funds for resilience improvements. This act looks to get rid of that ineligibility so they can receive aid for system improvements made at the same time as restoring service or after service has been restored. This bill was passed by voice vote. That means that there's no individual voting record. It proposes to revoke the authority of the SEC to lease general purpose office space for themselves. Instead, the General Services Administration would lease space for them. We'll quote from the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure's press release as of January 14th. This bill requires Amtrak to publicly disclose salary bonuses given to Amtrak executives annually. Specifically, the legislation requires Amtrak to notify and brief Congress 30 days before it awards any executive bonuses, and to publicly disclose any executive bonuses that have been awarded through a notice in the Federal Register, along with an explanation of the metrics and criteria used to determine the bonuses.